Hey friends, welcome back to the channel, man. I'm really stoked to see you. I want to begin with a poem by Henry David Thoreau, and then we'll get into what it is that we're looking at and just exactly why I'm so stinking excited, which I'm sure you can already tell. O nature, I do not aspire to be the highest in thy choir, to be a meteor in thy sky, or comet that may range on high. Only a zephyr that may blow among the reeds by the river low. Give me thy most privy place, where to run my airy race. In some withdrawn on public mead, let me sigh upon a reed, or in the woods with leafy din, whisper the still evening in. Some still work give me to do, only be it near to you. For I'd rather be thy child and pupil in the forest wild than be the king of men elsewhere and most sovereign slave of care. To have one moment of thy dawn, then share the city's year forlorn. Henry David, of course, is quite the interesting character with an amazing story. And I haven't read too much of his writings, and I probably will do so, but I just felt it was kind of fitting getting into this piece here to do something just, a little bit different. And so I got a drone, and it's a Sky DO2. I've been, this thing has been on hold for about 4.5 months. I've been waiting on this, and I'm so excited because I think that what it's going to enable me to do is take some of the production of what I'm doing literally to another level, and I don't even like that phrase. But I think being able to capture and show, especially when we're talking about individual movement techniques, when we're talking about land navigation, when we're talking about just exploring the wilderness, what a drone is going to be able to bring to the table. And this is the very first time I'm using it, other than the backyard flight test. And as you can see, this thing is just super amazing. Its ability to track and to follow and to negotiate obstacles and to bob and weave around even small branches. And it wants to keep moving, and it's so dynamic in that aspect. That it wants to find new angles. It wants to move around things, and it's not just it's not static. Right? So I'm just so excited about this thing. What else I'm really excited about is that dog right there, Riggs. Man, this is his first time out in the mountains, out in the wilderness. I've had him on some trails, and I've had him in some parks and things of this nature, but this was the first time that him and I alone had stepped out away from the vehicle, and started doing some bushwhacking, and then of course come across the trail. And here in just a minute we'll be on a road and then turn around and make our way back. But he is just doing so amazing. He's about 50 pounds right now, and we had kind of a scare yesterday, but man, he's just such a good pup. Look at that. He's a pack lover, man. He loves his pack. Me and my wife, and we call his sister, our other dog, English miniature English bulldog and pug mix is what it is, Lucy. But he didn't want to run off, and he still does pup things, but he loves his people. His people loves him too. But man, yeah, so this forest was just super thick. I'm in the Capital State Forest, and the Capital State Forest is about 100,000 square acres of property just outside of Olympia. And it's amazing that there are thousands of trails throughout the forest, and there's probably a couple hundred miles of road system, and all these trails and all these roads interlock and interweave together. It's a multi-use property, so like even where I was at, there was a lot of logging going on. And so, it's all kinds of things you can find. There's a lot of shooting going on. It's that time of year. People want to get out and shoot and hunt. And so, I've been out here a few times and I need to explore some more. But this is, when you're trying to get off a beaten path, this is a really good place to go to. The problem, of course, with what I have right now and what I'm trying to do is this underbrush, but I felt it was a really good test for the drone to see exactly what it can handle, what it can negotiate, and I'm super impressed. Oh, look at Riggs, man, he loves the water. There he goes. Oh, that Pupperino, man, he's a good doggy. Here we are getting back into the thick of it. This is obviously a section that had been cut where we had started, and starting to come back in. And this underbrush here was so thick, man. All the thorns and the blackberry that's all throughout the floor of it that you can't really make out from the angle. And you'll see in a minute. A couple times I had to help Riggs, get through some of the rough patches. But it's just what an amazing day. And I talked to Tanya about going out and doing some filming on sometime this weekend, and I wasn't able to get done what I had originally envisioned, but I didn't know what I envisioned. And so what I really wanted to do, man, I just wanted to get out and play with the drone, and that's what we're doing. Skydio has all kinds of options. Obviously it can follow very autonomously. It's like having my own. It's basically I basically just hired my own production assistant, camera crew. I'm so excited for this thing. It's starting off, even in the vehicle and driving on the road, and Tanya kind of flipped out about it when she saw that. But I was like, baby, I was really only doing like 2 miles an hour, and then I, fast forwarded the video. I sped it up. But it can do all kinds of controls. Maybe you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, and you saw the 360 footage that I had done, and of course it'll do some other run on basically a wire track. Here I am getting ready to go get Riggs, and he did a good job. He got stuck and he started yelping, and he's like, "Dad, man, I need some help, man. Come back and get me, Dad. Come back and get me, Dad." And so I freed him up here, and then it wasn't but another 30 seconds or so, and he got stuck again. Which I loved helping him. I don't know. What is it about being out in the wilderness? Man, there's just something to it. There he is, stuck. Man. He just needs some help. That's all. He's just a little guy. I think it becomes so apparent when you're actually out in the wilderness why people like Henry David Thoreau spend so much time doing just that. Friends, you can see the gate, and we're getting ready to get back to the vehicle. I hope you enjoyed the content of it. If you did, make sure you like it, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell so you can stay up to date on some future content. As always, man, leave some comments down below. We'll keep this conversation rolling, and until then, you stay stoked.